To order, and we'll go ahead and start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. We'll go ahead and move on to the next item on the agenda. Oh, I guess I could do roll call. Oh, you're going to take care of it?
Sure.
Thank you, Ms. Jury.
You're welcome. Governing Board President, Dr. John Sparks.
Present.
Board Clerk, Mr. Tony Bruno.
Present.
Board Member, Mrs. Amy Petersmark.
Present.
Board Member, Mrs. Denise Reese.
Present.
Board Member, Mr. Raul Rodriguez. Superintendent, Dr. Manuel Valenzuela.
Present.
Chief Financial Officers, Lisette Huey. Present. Sounds weird. Darlene Robinson, Assistant Superintendent.
Present.
Scott Downs, Assistant Superintendent.
Here. Thank you for pinch hitting there for our Mrs. Palacios. Appreciate it. All right, we'll go ahead and move on to the approval of the agenda. Dr. Valenzuela.
Yes, sir. President Sparks, members of the board, this evening I would recommend approval of the agenda as it was revised.
Thank you very much. We have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Thank you very much. We'll go ahead and move on to approval of the minutes from August 12th. Dr. Valenzuela.
Yes, sir. President Sparks, members of the board, in your packet you have draft copies of the minutes from the regularly scheduled meeting of the board back on August 12th, 2026. And after your review and consideration, I do recommend approval at this time.
Thank you very much. We have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion about the minutes from the last meeting? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Thank you very much. We'll go ahead and move on to Dr. Valenzuela's second favorite part of all board meetings, superintendent's report.
I love our meetings, and I have many favorite parts, Dr. Sparks. Today's is a little short, but still very substantive. Fall, in case you haven't picked up on it, fall is in full swing with everything other than the weather. I think that memo hasn't gone out yet, but Friday night, of course, is the annual game between the Red Wolves and the Mustangs. It's going to be the place to be. Full house, we are sure. We're going to have food, football fun, community bands, lots of positive energy, competitive football fun, and at the end of the day, a celebration of our community, of us as ultimately one community. So looking forward to that. I'm also pleased to share with the board, recently, Principal Silman nominated one of her students, Callie Gilbert, whose mother happens to be a district employee, for the honor of Student of the Month from the Arizona School Board, the State Board of Education. And Callie was selected, and this is a little clip from her recognition up in Phoenix, and they gave her a chance to talk. It's like 3 minutes. I hope you will indulge me in letting us roll that video, please.
So up first is going to be Callie Gilbert. Callie's an 8th grade student at Sahuarita Middle School in Pima County. She's nominated by her principal, Stephanie Silman. Callie is the student body vice president for 7th grade, is an active student representative and school site council, is a strong leader, always shows a positive attitude, has excellent academic performance, is engaged with school and community events, and makes a positive impact on her peers and school community. Callie, you want to come on up?
Hi, my name is Callie Gilbert, and I'm an 8th grader at Sahuarita Middle School. As I enter my 3rd year at SMS, I can confidently say my favorite thing about my school is how it feels like home. Over the past 2 years, I have made so many connections with staff and fellow students, and I'm beyond grateful for the experience I've had at SMS. Over the years, I have had many accomplishments that range in sizes big to small, but my recent ones, such as being chosen as one of AZ-19 region's most influential youth, or being elected student council president, couldn't have been done without Miss Amy Fisk, my 6th grade English teacher. I promise I would not be giving this speech if it wasn't for her. She was the first person to tell me that I was a leader and that I should join the student council which she was running at the time. I listened to her and ended up sending in an application. I was accepted and I originally joined as a representative. Then I heard that elections to become an officer were happening and I decided to run for vice president. I was elected and then ran again at the end of my 7th grade year for president. I was elected and am currently president. I truly believe if you want the younger generations to succeed, we need more teachers like Miss Fisk who can unlock students' full potential. Miss Fisk isn't the only great teacher at SMS. There's tons. What has helped me grow as a student has been the environment. Every day, I'm surrounded by teachers who genuinely care about my education and want to help me grow. Some examples would be Miss Bjork, my orchestra teacher, who kept my love for the cello going strong even when things got difficult or I wanted to quit. There's also Mr. Lopez, my 7th grade CTE teacher. CTE was a difficult class for me and I struggled a lot, but he never failed to help me or put a smile on my face when I needed it. I could talk forever about the great teachers at my school, and that just shows how amazing the environment is. I plan on getting a scholarship, whether it's through sports or academics. I don't know what the future holds for me, but I do know if I keep getting this guidance from my teachers, family, and friends, I'll be headed in the right direction. Thank you for your time.
To congratulate our seniors at both high schools for making it through almost the first half of the first quarter. And if you're as busy as my 2 seniors are, congratulations, parents. You've also made it through almost the first half of the first quarter of their senior year. So I just want to put a shout out as you start your applications for scholarships and for colleges and for trying to navigate that really, really, really expansive world. Just keep your chin up and make sure that you've got people surrounding you who can give you a helping hand.
Thank you very much. Mr. Rodriguez. Thank you very much. Mrs. Petersmark.
Just wanted to thank Sopri for hosting us for our monthly lunch, and the 2 fifth graders who welcome us. So proud of their school. See that? It was a lot of fun. And wanted to thank everybody. Walden and SHS open houses were wonderful. And I know it's a lot of work, but it was so much fun to be able to meet and see all the teachers. So I was talking to Mr. Nelson about, and Callie just said it in her video, we'll never forget our favorite teachers, no matter how older we might be. So mine was, just had a video I saw on social media. She's starting her 49th year of teaching. So it was just incredible to see her. And she has not aged a bit since a long time ago when I was in high school. So cool to see television. That's just incredible. And bring that up, that thank you, teachers. We'll never forget all of our great. And shout out for the JV game tomorrow. Don't forget. So our JV football players are going to play high schools tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. So if anybody can come out for that as well.
Is that game
Friday's
at Walden Grove,
fantastic.
or is it at SHS?
SHS too.
SHS
So,
too.
yeah.
Okay.
We could join both games and support the players and the cheerleaders and the band.
Well, thank you. And now I'll go on to Mr. Bruno.
So there are days I feel like I should walk in the boardroom and I should have a cane and a gown and have the beard like Gandalf. Having said that, I've been on a couple campuses over the last 2 weeks, and I'd like to kind of follow suit here. If you don't think the campuses are busy, you're sadly mistaken. Great kids. I agree. Our 2 students who helped us at Sopri were amazing. Kids are proud of their schools all over our campuses. And I greatly appreciate that and the work that the parents have gone into raising fine young men and women.
Thank you very much. And I want to add to that. It's always fun to feel the energy of the first couple weeks of school, but then also as things settle and start to run as smoothly as they were running smoothly the first couple of weeks, but even more smooth. And it's just, I think, really neat experience. And then also to have the university start this week. And I think everybody's back in,
Normalcy.
K through whatever it is at the top. So graduate school. So thank you everyone for your efforts on behalf of the students of Southern Arizona. So we'll go ahead and move on to the next item on the agenda, which is a new item on the agenda, which we're very excited about. And that is school and department updates. And I will stop explaining it and let you do it in your eloquent way, but I think it's a great option.
Thank
I'm
you.
excited we're having it.
I think it's a great option, an idea and concept, and full credit on this one goes to the 5 of you for asking for updates and specific feedback by school about the latest events, the latest goals, the latest directions and initiatives, so that with regularity, not unlike what we do with the board lunches, the board can have a chance to make a personal connection with each of our unique and very special school campuses. And leading the way in our inaugural presentation this evening, we have Mr. D'Souza, the principal at Anza Trail K-8 School. Mr. D. Plan B.
Plan B.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Dr. Valenzuela, district leadership, Mr. Robinson, Dr. Downs, governing board members, Dr. Sparks, thank you for the opportunity to be here this evening and talk to you about some current highlights and incentives and things we have in plan for Anza Trail as we make forward progress as a school, it's a K school. So I have a cool story if I can just have a minute to entertain you for a minute. So that young lady, Callie from SMS, Rockstar student. So I was an assistant principal at Seacrest Middle School before I transitioned to our district. And as I was leaving 2018, coming out here, Miss Gilbert was a teacher for me when I was an AP, Seacrest. So once I got board approved to come out here to Sahuarita High School, she comes to my office, Sadiq, absolutely, let's go. So I took her with me, and she's teaching science now at SHS since 28. Rockstar teacher, spirit, great with kids. Okay. I brought her with me. So
Take the credit, Mr. D.
Take the credit.
Take the credit.
I brought her out here. No, but she's a rock star, and her daughter, they caught from a good cloth, so good human beings. Anyway, our school theme this year is Once Upon a Trail Where Every Story Matters. Now, this is an initiative that Mrs. Robinson started. She was a principal at Anza, and I just loved it to death, so I'm keeping that going where every story matters. So this is my dream team that I could not do this good work without them. Cody's everybody's favorite person. Mrs. Vasquez and Ms. Moreno. So this is our theme for the year, where every story matters, Once Upon a Trail. Next slide, please. So a couple of highlights to just discuss as far as some great things happening on the trail this school year. We have our national board certificate candidate. We have 4 teachers going through that process this year, which is incredible. We're looking to increase that number every year as long as we have that option with Ryan. We also have 5 people going through the SUSC Aspiring Leadership Training Program. And I am mentoring 2 of those people, Mrs. Law and Ms. Lucio, and they're motivated. They're taking on all kind of projects and endeavors, so it's good to see that we're advancing ourselves professionally in our craft at Anza Trail. And then most recently, Callie Smith, 4th grade teacher, and Yolanda Serbanuk, 6th grade teacher, were both semi-finalists for AEF AZ Teacher of the Year. So to see them get honored up there as semifinalists was incredibly proud. They are amazing human beings, rock star teachers, all of the above, attentive, caring, loving, all the good things, and they do great work at Honors Trail. So just an overview about why I decided to pick this theme this year. A literary fairy tale adventure where every story matters, turning pages, changing lives. This year, On the Trail transformed into a world of stories where every student becomes the hero of their own adventure. We aim to inspire creativity, encourage literacy, and let imagination soar across every grade level. So we understand the importance of literacy, and we want to make it fun, because that's the hub, that's where it starts. So we want to make kids know that literacy can be fun, and your story matters. We have a K school with over 1,000 kids, and every student's story is individualized. And the good thing about being a student on the trail, every year you create your own story. So every school year, you can build off your story from last school year and then build on it for the next school year. So we have building themes. For example, our A building is a never-ending story. I thought it was pretty fitting because it never ends in A building. The B building is Move Your Body, Health and Wellness World, which is our PE department. The C1 building is Grimm's Fairy Tales. The C2 building is Adventure. And the D1 building is Myths and Legends. And our D2 building, 8th grade, is Fantasy. So it's pretty cool to see all the banners outside the buildings with their own banner, and the hallways are decorated with all kind of themes. It's just amazing to see. So, yes. Next slide. So as a principal, as an educator, it's always about growth with me, forward progress, reflection, all the things. So some student-centered goals and directives, initiatives that I have this year for On the Trail is empowering students to become active participants in their education. Once we get a student to buy in and believe that they can learn and that they are smart and they can do hard things, that's half the battle. So we want to continue to inspire our kids to challenge themselves, set the bar high, increase the rigor as they can meet them what they are, and then help them grow. That's our continuous growth at On the Trail. Make data-driven grade level decisions to push student achievements, student growth. So we meet as grade level teams. We talk about what students are struggling, what students can we need to target, how can we get the student the help that they need, which brings me into the next bullet, through the EMT-MTSS process, intensified focus. This year, we're doing a school-wide focus with MTSS through all grade levels. Middle school was a test basis, but now it's in full swing. And our MTS coordinator, Ms. Dillman, amazing. I mean, what she's doing, early identification, we have packets made, we're having case studies done early on to identify kids, targeting kids, so it's a beautiful thing. Continue focus on creating and sustaining our parent and family partnerships. If we can have our partners, our parents in our community lock arms with us and investing in their child, that's a great thing. So we always want to continue to partner with our families in support of their child's education and growth. Empowering teachers to facilitate training on professional development one day. So this is something I'm going to try this year. We have amazing things going on in our classrooms. Our teachers are doing phenomenal work. So my thought process was share the wealth. If you have something really good going on in your classroom, give a PD. Talk about what's working in your classroom. Because we have a lot of new teachers at On the Trail, so they can put it in their toolbox and share the wealth to their classes to make them grow. So, and it also gets them out of their comfort zone. A lot of teachers are shy and afraid to speak in front of their peers. So that's also going to build their confidence and help develop their peers at the same time. And lastly, for me, continue growth as an instructional leader. This year, I want to make it a point for myself to spend more time in classrooms, providing tangible feedback, leaving notes, great job, great pay, all the things that we do as leaders. I want my teachers to know that as an instructional leader, they can come to me and I can give them tangible advice. I'm not saying you have to be an expert in every curriculum area because you're not going to be, but if I can give them sound advice to help them grow as an educator, it's half the battle. So that's pretty much an overview of what we're going to do. And the last part of my presentation is through the help of Mr. Downs, Ms. Robinson, and Core Construction, On the Trail has a new look. We turned 20 years in January, so we had some great work done over the summer, new courtyard, and this video was prepared for my advanced media class, so if you could just take a look and enjoy the show, I'd appreciate it.
Welcome to this video on the exciting updates happening around the Anza Trail campus. Welcome to this video on the exciting updates happening around the Anza Trail campus. Let's explore the renovations. Here is a look at the newly renovated areas of our school grounds. The 6th and 7th grade building now features a refreshed courtyard, complete with pristine green turf and new shade sails for student comfort. Over the summer, the school made significant upgrades to the main courtyard area. These photos showcase the updated layout and the new additions to the courtyard space. The installation of new artificial grass has created a cleaner and greener environment for everyone to enjoy. We have also improved seating areas by adding new tree rings and more tables near the office, providing plenty of shaded spots for our students. The courtyard now offers more outdoor seating options than ever before. Here is a closer look at one of the newly upgraded seating sections under the shade of the trees. This wide view shows the open layout and the integration of new turf and seating. Along with new turf that replaces old gravel, we have installed brand new canopies to keep the campus comfortable. It is great to see our students enjoying the new playground features and space. The addition of grass has truly brought a fresh, vibrant look to the entire area. Thank you to Emma Finfrock for these wonderful pictures of our students utilizing the new space. We are excited to see these turf improvements and hope everyone enjoys the updated courtyard. Moving on, we are thrilled to announce that the new 3 to 5 grade playground is officially open. This space was designed specifically for our upper grade students, featuring fun new equipment to climb, slide, and play. The new playground includes plenty of shaded areas, providing the perfect environment for students to learn, connect, and grow. Take a look at some of the new equipment available in this amazing space. Our students are already loving the fresh, new look and the exciting activities the playground offers. Here, you can see the students enjoying the new playground features firsthand. The entire area has been completely revamped with brand new equipment, fresh canopies, and new flooring. One of the major updates is the installation of a durable rubber floor, which has officially replaced the old wood chips. It is wonderful to see so much activity in this improved space. These shots capture the energy and excitement of our students exploring the updated playground. The new setup is perfect for active play, and the feedback so far has been fantastic. Highlights include a fun, bouncy spiderweb structure and new terrain features for students to navigate. Truly, as our students show us, life at Anza Trail is a beautiful thing.
Thank you for joining us on this quick tour of our campus renovations.
This video was produced by the Advanced Media class at Anza Trail, with photo credits to the students listed on screen. Thanks for watching.
I would like to invite all of you to join us at our Patriots Day ceremony that's going to take place on Friday, September 11th, as we honor the lives lost 25 years ago on 9/11. So I'd love to have you there. It's going to be a great event. So if you could please calendar it and join in honor of those fallen lives and those family members on 9/11, that'd be great. Without that, that's all I have to do. And have any questions of me? But if not, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. D'Souza. I'll tell you what, that video will make anybody want to go to Anza Trail.
I hope so.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is, Dr. V. Yes, sir. Tell a friend. Tell true friends.
Just want to say thank you for taking one for the team and being the first one out the gate to set the bar.
He set the bar very high, very high. Thank you, Mr. D.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. We will go ahead and move on to the next.
This new agenda item. Similarly, we're going to do our first recognition this year. Next, I believe the next meeting, we will be bringing back the students and the volunteers, the support staff, and all of that. But we do have one, as we continue to grow, we have to find creative new solutions. And this evening, it's an honor to recognize the Volunteer of the Year from Sahuarita Digital Pathways Academy. And this one got my attention just reading the information. The science teacher in me came out. This is an individual who's affiliated with the Society of Women Engineers, and they're talking about desalination laboratories, which is very important as we look around the whole water crisis issue and learning about density by making boats. I mean, these students, I'm jealous. These students are just having unbelievable experiences. Scott, you want to tell me the rest of the story?
Yes, sir. This nomination comes from SDPA for their Employee of the Year, and it was actually, or Volunteer of the Year, and this was actually not just one person, it was a group of 4 people. And so it's a little bit unusual. It's just not one person, but it was spearheaded and the leader by Abigail Jogan. So the Society of Women Engineers, Tucson is a not-for-profit educational and service organization. Their focus is to empower people to achieve full potential in careers as engineers and leaders and introduce STEM and STEM careers. SDPA was fortunate to be able to work with Abigail and her team virtually. They planned and coordinated multiple scientific process, scientific method lessons for our K through 5th grade students. One lesson was about desalinization, removing salt and minerals from salt water to make it more widely usable by building a solar still. Kids monitored and reported on their solar stills from home in the days that followed their virtual lesson. Students were also able to study density and by designing and building simple boats, then testing which could carry small objects across the water. We are grateful for their partnership, volunteerism, and inspiration. Our staff looks forward to more opportunities to continue sharing the love of STEM with students. And that was spearheaded by Abigail Jogan, and she also had 3 colleagues that were with her as well, who was Mary Helen Douglas, Bailey Torrey, and Kylie Carell. So again, our Volunteers of the Year for SDPA was the 4 of them and led by Abigail.
I got songs.
Thank you, Abigail. Thank you so much.
Sure, we'll make sure the other awards are delivered appropriately.
Yes, sir. We will absolutely make sure they're delivered.
Very cool. Well, thank you. And it's always great to honor our volunteers, to spend time and effort
They're
on
a
our-
vital part of advancing our mission,
They
for
are.
sure.
And then, so just to double check, no called public this evening. Thank you very much. And we'll go ahead and move on to new business. This is new business governing board policy revision.
Dr. Sparks, I
Oh,
just
sorry.
want, and I believe that
Did I miss something?
no, I just wanted to just clarify that the protocol for any requests to speak that are given online, that they are
Entered into the-
acknowledged and they are entered into the public record.
They are. Thank you. I think that's important. I apologize for, that is a change we made a while back, that it would,
Yes.
they're entered into the record.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. And then now we'll go ahead and move on to the next item on the agenda, which is new business policy revisions. DJ, DJR, GBEAA-E. And I do believe these are first reads for this set.
You are correct, Dr. Sparks, and these are unique to the item 10B, which is what we've become more accustomed to as the standard updates and advisory adjustments from ASBA through their policy services. These are actually more policies that have been customized and individualized to the unique needs of the Sahuarita School District. So if you recall the last meeting, the board approved a resolution in regards to purchasing and purchasing ethics. And this policy clarifies the allowable parameters in regards to that USFR guidance which we received. The other one is the conflict of interest exhibit. It's not a policy, it's an exhibit where USFR issued a guidance that they should have certain specific elements. And so we modified the form and we're customizing it out of our belief that this is the best, most updated way to do it. So as you said, Dr. Sparks, this is read number 1, and therefore in line with, I believe, this board's customary best practice, I'd recommend tabling at this time.
Thank you very much. We have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
Second.
Motion and multiple seconds. Thank you. Any further discussion about tabling the updated and revised policies and exhibits?
No, the USFR issued an update regarding protocols for allowing purchasing of meals when school-related events go through normal meal periods, and the allowable standards such as the Department of Administration guidelines for expenditures. And that's what your resolution does. The policy actually clarifies that what you did is allowable and will continue to be our practice.
And we, just to clarify, we were already doing that to begin
Yes.
with. It's just
Yes.
putting it in writing.
Yes, it's coming up to speed or update with the formal requirements of what, practically speaking, was already in place. Yeah.
Oh. So we were already doing it, but
Yes,
because they said it is now mandatory, we have to do this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's what I thought. Awesome.
Leading the
Leading the
way.
way. Yeah. Okay, any further comments? Thank you for that discussion. Okay, seeing no further comments or discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Thank you very much. We'll go ahead and move on to the next item on the agenda, which is policy advisories 1047 through 1064, second read.
Yes, sir. And Dr. Sparks, if you were to actually print these out, you would see that, once again, it's a very robust, it would be a lot of reams of paper. But really, and these are familiar, at least in content, because they did come under first read before. And I tried to explain how these are reflective of recent legislative and other administrative regulatory requirements, and also the continuous efforts of the Arizona School Boards Association to update and streamline and organize their policies. So there's stuff in there about open meeting law, new open meeting law requirements, about the foreign language requirement at high school. And these are things that have come down from legislation. The admission of foster care and homeless youth into our schools, which there's already policies in place. These are just updates. And again, and as I said, a lot of it is organizational in nature. So this is a second read. We've received no specific feedback, and I would recommend at this time approval of these advisories as they've been presented.
Thank you very much. We have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Thank you very much. We will go ahead and move on to the next item on the agenda, which is new business personnel. It's the 2027 capital plan. Dr. Valenzuela.
Yes, sir. Thank you, President Sparks, members of the board. As the board has been aware on multiple occasions, gratefully so, in the past couple of years, the Arizona School Facilities, now called District, used to be called Board, has provided us with a significant amount of investment by the way of building renewal grants, which have been resources that we've used to update and renovate our facilities in accordance with the SFB rules. So we're grateful for that. Part of that is they are public dollars, they're public agencies. So one of the requirements is that annually we provide a public update to the board in regards to our capital plan, capital outlay, capital resources, and capital visioning for the future. So Mr. Downs has been doing this every year. And this item, after he's done, does require your approval because it is a compliance issue that the board has to take action. And then that'll authorize Mr. Downs to upload it to the SFD. Mr. Downs.
Valenzuela. So this is a report we do every year, and again, once your population starts increasing, then you do that projection, and once you exceed the capacity, you need a new school building. And so with the report this year, again, what we do is we look at, I always take the 11th day of school, all the students are out for the kids who didn't show up or they moved and we didn't know that, so I always take the data on the 11th day of school. And you can see the numbers here for the last 5 years, and I'll tell you why we do 5 years for computing purposes. But you can see the enrollment. Anything in yellow or orange is just indicating that in that particular school, kindergartners count as 0.5. We don't count them as one student. So this is not a full enrollment report. This is just a report based on the capacity, and we have to count kindergarten kids as
Scott,
0.5.
so it's not a head count, is basically.
So it's not a
what you're
head
saying.
count, right. So the numbers are a little bit less than what we would normally think in the K-8 field. So with each school, I basically look at the percentage growth from the year before, or at least by 9th through 12th grade. This year it grew by 0.1, which is in the far right-hand box. And in the bottom, which is our K-8 schools, it dropped by about 3%. And again, this is not warm bodies. This is just, 0.5 counting for kindergarten. And the way that we do that is I take the average of the last 5 years, and we've been doing that for years. And so the blue box kind of gives you your 5-year average rate of increase or decrease. And so for 9th through 12th grade, it was 1.2%. And for K-8, it was negative 1.6%. Because we really don't know if we're going to keep declining. Even though it says a negative 1.6%, when I put in the projections, I just put it as 0 as we weren't growing or declining. So those blue numbers are the numbers that are key in the report that I do. On the next slide, it basically just describes what I said now. We find the 5-year growth ratio with kindergartners count as 0.5, and you see the negative 1.6 and the 1.2 for high school. Taking those numbers and projecting them out in the gray box is what school facilities board says our capacity is total in the district for that grade span. So in pre-kindergarten through 8th grade, they say we can hold 5,418 students. And with that projection of 3,397 students, maintaining it at 0%, we're not eligible for a school for the next 10 years. And it's no surprise for 9th through 12th grade because we're lucky and appreciative of the school facilities board and getting the new wing at Walden Grove High School. Applying that percentage of 1.2%, that number goes up. So in FY27, we have the 2,369 high schooler students. That number goes up. And again, we still don't reach or break that capacity of what SFP says that we have of the 2,790. So again, next year when I do the report, if the projection changes, you can kind of see if our approval space will move up or stay where it is at least 10 years out. The red box and the green box are both at the end. I always like to let you see what my report said last year and what it says this year. And last year and this year, it both says that our qualifications for a new school is still at least 10 years out, which is not a surprise. Also part of the report, one thing that we have to do is just list completed or current capital projects since the last one. As you guys know, the Fine Arts building is being built out at Walden Grove High School, which is a district facility. That's going to be 17,374 square feet. And the 3 that we just completed was the ROTC shed expansion, multi-purpose rooms on SHS, which is on the backside of the gym, and the drafting room that was partially built with JTED funds as well, is at 1,271 square feet. And the last part of the report that we're required to do is if we have any open enrollment compared from last year to this year, we did decrease just a little bit, but these are all the schools that have open enrollment into our schools. And just looking at TUSD, it was 51, and this year it's 54. And there's a little fluctuation for each school district. And overall, we were at 546 last year, and we're at 520 this year. So, 520 students coming to our school district is because we're doing something right. So, and with that, I'll answer any questions that you have. Again, a very simplistic report. As Dr. Valenzuela said, you guys do have to approve my report so I can upload it. And after this, there'll be an attestation for one of you guys to sign that I'll be able to.
Scott, I just have a quick question
Yes,
about
sir.
the, I think it was slide number 5. I know when we work in partnership with the SFD, when we build our own stuff, like I know the Fine Arts Building was significantly funded through the School Facilities Board, but the others look like they are largely bond projects, right? So my question is, how much of the ones that we build with local dollars do they allow us to count as what used to be called invisible space?
I believe there's a formula. I'll have to check on the exact percentage, but it does unfortunately count against us a little bit when we build our own things with bond money. I don't believe it's 100%, but there's a calculation that some of that space counts against us. Even though we don't have classrooms in the Fine Arts Building, it does count against us a little bit to build our own things. But I'll have to get the exact percentage, but it is formula-based.
And I think the value-added benefit of that, and why I would always give credit to this community, is in taking control of our own destiny by focusing on local control, we can manage the timeline for some of those critical needs projects. So I'm, again, grateful to our community for that willingness to invest. Thank you.
Of how many students leave? I don't have to report that, so, but we could look into that. And, yeah. And that's probably a little bit harder to track because when they come to us, we know exactly where they come from. When students leave, we don't know if they went to California or whatnot, and usually they do records requests and we can track that. That was probably a little bit harder to track.
Or we could do a public records request of the school facility district and ask for these numbers from all the surrounding districts.
True.
Because they have to report them also as a public document.
When I look at the places they come from, the first question I have is, do we know what brought them to us? Why they left their home district to come here? And the one that I'm really curious about is Patagonia.
That's an interesting one. And actually, Patagonia, if you look at my last 4 or 5 reports, it always fluctuates between 0 and 1. So I don't know if it's maybe a staff member or it's very, very unusual. But these are just the data that I get from Amber's department, mainly Paloma Lizarraga, but she gives me the data. So it's really just hard data, and we don't have the whys behind it. As they roll, don't say why they came. It would be interesting to find out. And it was, even though we're down 26 students, if you do look at it, it's interesting. Continental School District, they're down 47 just with that. And they, those are the 8th graders that come into Walden Grove High School. So I think that's a very positive chart, even though it went down because, Continental School District is a major reason it went down a little bit. But when you look at some of the other ones, like it's nice when you look at Sunnyside, we went from 46 to 62. So again, I think it's a little bit of, we're doing something right here.
Well, it would be self-serving to know if it's something we're doing that brings them here.
I was going to say, do we do any type of recruiting? Anything else?
In terms of what, Mr. Rodriguez?
Recruiting students into our district.
Oh, no.
Any
There's,
type of advertisements?
if you've been to any of my opportunities to share publicly, internally or externally, I talk about how we as a community work really hard to create this wonderful public investment of programs, people, and properties. And we need to prioritize the communication, the messaging, the marketing of our schools to showcase that and attract students who would like to choose to come here, because we do offer a supportive community and quality programs. Because what I say is, the reality is today that this public institution, this public investment that we call public education, has become a public marketplace. And so we have to compete for students, and we have a lot of quality things to offer. And so we're really trying to prioritize telling those stories.
I think the Sahuarita Digital Pathways would be great. I think that would be really easy to market too.
It is, and we've placed renewed focus on that one. We've learned it is one of the few fully online, fully accredited programs that is so methodical and comprehensive in its instructional model. It is synchronous and with significant accountability and direct teacher instruction, in addition to the flexibility of the computer. So you're right. And so, and frankly, last spring we were looking at some of the numbers, and that became kind of an urgent need. How do we tell that story so that for students anywhere who don't have that NEET med, they know that they can come here and that we want them here? That's a great example, and there are many others.
I just think it's the future. It's definitely, we're trending that way. I think it's nice that we're ahead of the curve there.
Good points all. Thank you. And so, I mean, if there are no further questions at this point, I would at this point recommend approval of the capital plan, the annual capital plan as it was presented.
I actually have a quick question, and
Of
it
course.
may not be anything anyone can answer, but I was going through as we were watching, and I get that the state counts kindergartners as half a student. Fund.
Yes, ma'am.
Are there any school districts in this state that are still doing half-day kindergarten?
I'm not aware of any in the Metro Pima County area that are operating a half-day kinder where you come morning or afternoon. Are any of you aware of that?
Okay, so I guess my question, and it's more of a philosophical thing, sort of, is that school facilities board is really literally talking about butts and seats. And our kindergartners take up half a seat. So I guess my question is, the numbers that just got presented to us are terribly skewed in that grade level, at least. And that impacts a lot of our schools. I could sit and count them here in a second, but that impacts a lot of our schools. And we are still charged with providing seats, said rear, in turn educate. Yes, my concern is that I don't know that we as a district put on funding for full garden every year with as a thing that we want to advocate for SBA. But I don't know, and the school facilities board district, I guess I don't understand why their calculations are then same.
I think your thoughtfulness is very logical, Mrs. Reese.
Well, and
I
that may
think
be the problem.
the reason is because the allocation of funds in the state of Arizona is based on ADM, and kindergarten is funded at a 0.5 ADM. And so since that's the formula, we're bound by the formula. What you're saying is true, is that whether the school subsidizes the cost of providing those services, which the majority of districts, I think, have moved to, and regardless of how much funding is going or should be going into it, the fact is, for the purposes of facilities planning and determining capacity needs, they should be counting head counts instead of ADM, is what you're saying, I believe.
Yeah, because
It's true.
if you're literally looking at the ability to house students for education purposes.
Kindergartners are little bodies.
They are little bodies, but
they
they aren't
still,
half.
and they have, and they do use smaller seats, but they use the full seat. They don't
Yeah,
just use half of the seat.
I'm looking at this and I'm like, wait, that makes my head hurt. Like, it just doesn't, theoretically, we would have to, in order to do this, put 40 kindergartners in. So it just doesn't, I don't know. Sorry. Again, it's logical and that may be the problem. So.
I just have to say, we're not giving them half an education.
No, we are
That's
not.
right.
Absolutely
A full
not.
day.
And that's sort of my is that as a are already subsidizing state whatever means we can possibly find necessary in order to make sure that our youngest students are absolutely getting that they can get through our system. We're already subsidizing the state in terms of that capacity. So when we're now calculating or giving the state facilities district the numbers, them to determine through some bizarro formula that I don't know that I ever want to figure out how that works, is to how many physical students we have capacity in our physical spaces. Concept of our kindergartners half an inch on the cleanest way to. So yeah.
Your point in terms of the correlation of the formula to the demand for space is logical. I will just say that with much gratitude to our community for going back to that old pillar of American public schools, which has changed, evolved, and is still perhaps not perfect, but it is rooted in this belief that local communities and local control is important, and that our community has chosen to invest. I'll just add one anecdote to the spirit of we do the best we can for our local community as a board and as a community. We very methodically in evaluating the emerging needs, and we're grateful that through our people, our community, our programs, and our facilities, our enrollment, our actual ADM and our body counts, student enrollment counts, are showing favorable trends. We actually have, you mentioned kindergarten, we have a kindergarten class specifically at Copperview that we've released funds for a new kindergarten position because the numbers were high. And we're able to do that because of that local investment and because of that commitment that we have. So thank you for that. And your point about the formula is well taken. I think it's rational, and I think it's worthy of being shared. Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you. And again, to just, this is the reason that this board continues to ask the help support is these formulas are what part of our fiduciary responsibility to provide these like that. And so just a huge shout out to our support for everything that from supporting your student as a volunteer all the way up through got them.
You are correct. This is a special community, and not a day goes by that I would ever take it for granted. It's pretty special. And with that, I would recommend again, as required, approval of the capital plan as presented, so that Mr. Downs can, under your authorization and approval, submit it to the school facilities district.
We have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? I'm going to add that I dug into this a while back, and I think nearly all traditional public schools in the state of Arizona offer full day. Last I checked, Catfoot only offers half day, and you have to pay to go to whole day. And I think Basis and Great Heart Academies is the same way, the two charter schools. Other than that, I think everybody else that I could find does maybe Catfoot changed this year, but I don't think they did it. They call it Kinder Plus or something. So the vast majority of the state subsidizes the state by removing money from other areas of need to support full-day kindergarten. I just think I should say that out loud because that's exactly
Literally
what's
what we're
happening.
doing.
And therefore they say, oh, well, we don't make you do that, so we don't fund it, even though that's the generalized expectation of almost all citizens. I know we do occasionally, even in our district, have a family who's like, I only want to do half day, and they're
That's
allowed to
fine.
do that, and they come
That's
pick them
fine.
up, right? But it's pretty rare, very rare from what I understand. So thank you for bringing it up, Ms. Reese. I appreciate that because it should be stated publicly that the districts who are required to fund these programs and social demand expects us to do full day, but the state refuses to fund it or count it as full day. And I think last time it was funded at full day was under Janet Brewer. No, Napolitano. Janet Napolitano had a period of time and then it was reversed. So really since she left office and Janet Brewer took over, it has been half day. There was a period of time where it was funded.
Well, and again, just the fact that facilities board is counting partners, it's my mind. So.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Any other discussion? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Thank you very much. And we'll go ahead and move on to the consent agenda, Dr. Valenzuela.
Yes, sir, we are at the consent agenda. You have a list of routine consent matters, and I'd recommend your approval of the consent agenda in its entirety this evening.
Thank you very much. We have a recommendation. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Thank you very much. And then we're at item number 13, any possible future agenda item considerations for request. Okay. We'll establish the next board meeting, September 23rd. That feels a long way away.
I believe we have one meeting in September.
We just have one in September. No executive session. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Thank you very much. Thank you all for being here.